How's it going? I'm Andrew with Investors Hub, and it's Clem's Day Wednesday again. And before you check your phone to see if it's Wednesday, just know that Clem's Day Wednesday does not have to be on Wednesday. Clem's Day Wednesday is an idea that we hold in our hearts. So, it doesn't matter how quickly I get things edited. It'll always be Clem's Day Wednesday when the Clem video comes out. So this video was made in response to this viewer's question, and I asked him a follow-up question, but he hasn't responded, so I've had to interpret the question in my own way. So basically, we made a video asking Clem this question. What is the difference between a centralized and a decentralized exchange? What are the benefits and downsides of each? And if Ethereum 2.0 ends up speeding up the Ethereum network and lowers gas fees, how will that affect decentralized exchanges? So yeah, if you like the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also share it. Share it with somebody that might want to learn a little bit more about investing. And after a quick disclaimer, we'll hear from Clem. Please note that our videos are not designed to be direct investing advice. Our channel and our content should just be one stop on the journey of trying to find out where to put your money. So Clem, talk to us about the difference between a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange.
Well, one is a bank. That's the centralized exchange. And it's a fractional reserve bank. So you put your 10 Bitcoins in there, and whether they're still there tomorrow or not, you never know. They hold an accountancy system that says how many Bitcoins you've got, or Dogecoins, or whatever you want, Dogecoins, Ethereum. So they run an accountancy system, basically, just like a bank does. And you put your stuff in, you send it to a wallet, they pull it out of the wallet, they put it in a cold wallet or a warm wallet or a hot wallet, and then you do your trading. And from that point onwards, it's just notional profits and losses. Until the day you come and you say, please give me my Bitcoin. And they go, sorry, we've vanished now. Or they say, yeah, sure, have your Bitcoin. So that's the centralized dynamic. And what you have to understand is those exchanges are really not exchanges, they're banks. Pro is, of course, that you can log into it and there it is. And it's quite user friendly. It's very cheap as well. You can do transactions very cheaply. And there's none of this having to pay the Ethereum blockchain, $60 for a blooming transfer or anything that we've been experiencing up to very recently. It's, they take their tiny piece because it's all accountancy, you see, and their wallets that hold their reserves sit there and don't do anything. And when people want to pull money out, for example, if it's more than they've got in their hot wallets, you might have to wait a few minutes for them to pull it out of their cold wallets to put it into their hot wallet system to pay out to you. But the centralization aspect has its pros and has its cons. Now, if you're on a great exchange, and I'll use Coinbase as an example, then it's great. But I tell you, I've had four or five exchanges do exit scams on me. Just vanish. Oh, yes, we're gone. We couldn't do this anymore. Bye. I mean, people like Trade Satoshi, which was a great exchange, but they vanished. What was the other one? Oh, Crypto Bridge. That was a great exchange. Those guys could have been billionaires, but they closed down, and lots of unhappiness then followed. And there was a load of other ones that did the same. Because what a centralized exchange it can be tempted to do is go short. These exchanges, if they go, yeah, well, it's the top of the market, we're going to just sell as much accountancy Ethereum, not your keys, not your Bitcoin, not your Ethereum. We just sell it to anybody who wants it, and they'll hold it in their accounts with us until the day they want to take it out. But the price will fall and fall and fall and fall, so we make money on that. But of course, it doesn't fall. It goes up and up and up and up. And they go, we can't cover our short positions now as a fractional reserve crypto exchange. And they go, oh, we've been hacked. Bye. And that's happened a lot of times. So within a centralized exchange, it's as good as the people that run it. A decentralized exchanges, that's another thing entirely. I love them. I absolutely love them. I've been using so much of them in the last few months. It's just, painful. Because, boy, they can be really expensive. Really, really expensive. You can, I don't know, I don't even want to think about how much I've paid in Ethereum transaction costs. Probably tens of thousands. I mean, seriously, buy a seriously good bottle of wine for that sort of money. And that is the drawback with them, is their cost. But the good thing about them is they're just wide open. If you want to start your own market in Dogecoin and Clem coin, I could go onto Uniswap, for example, and I can set up that automatic market making system, and people can come in and buy my coin and sell my coin and do that stuff. There's nobody there to say no. It's a smart contract. And a smart contract is a piece of technology which is a computer program running on the internet, on people's computers, that nobody has any real control over. They are what they are. They're released into the wild. There's a kind of strange autonomous thing. It's like a bank with no management. It just does what it says on the tin. This smart contract does this. So a Uniswap has a smart contract that enables people to set up liquidity pools. And if you want to sell to it, you can. If you want to buy from it, you can. They're the rules. They never change. Here are the costs. They never change. Here's how it works. It never changes. The only thing that changes is whether Ethereum is going to, tear your ears off in fees. And that is wonderful, invigorating, and I love it. The problem is that it is just a computer. If you end up sending your crypto to the wrong bit of it, it's gone. You never get it back. And one of the things that people do is they try to get over Ethereum costs, and they send their tokens to the contract. And if you do that, you lose your tokens, and then they cry and all that stuff. There's no mummy there to help you. There's no customer support. There's nothing. There it is. It's a machine. You operate it properly, it's fine. You operate it not properly, and like a chainsaw, it'll chop your legs off. And people like SushiSwap and Uniswap, which is the one, have these fabulous systems and fabulous businesses. And they're out there now. I mean, I don't know whether they're totally decentralized, because it's very difficult to get there, because they have things like stop buttons and emergency halt buttons that the actual developers control, just in case they run wild. And there's always the issue with smart contracts that somebody smart might come along and rob them. So there's security risks. So in the decentralized area of exchanges, it's the security risks that are the worry. Did I send it to the right address? Did I click the right button? Did I send it to the contract by accident? Did I send the wrong token to the wrong wallet and all that stuff? And I mean, if you're sending 50 grand and for a moment after you click send, you think you've sent it to the wrong token address or the wrong, you just entered it in wrong, or there's and I've done that on one occasion. I didn't do a bloomer, but I thought I sent a big chunk of money in the wrong way to the wrong place for the wrong reason. I can't remember what it was, but that'll turn your stomach over. And that's the drawback. There is no customer support. It has no fear. It has no remorse. And you've got to do it right. But on the other hand, there's the invigoration of not having anything in your way. So personally, with centralized exchanges, it's all about the people that run it. It's all about the credibility of the organization. And there's some pretty incredible ones out there that I use, and and I think they're really good. And I just hope one day they won't disappear. I don't take much risks with them. I don't leave much of my crypto lying around there. And nobody should leave much of their crypto lying around in any centralized exchange unless they have them in the most high regard. And there's only a few exchanges I hold in that regard. I mean, I'll read them out to you really off the top of my head: Coinbase, Bittrex, Binance, and then everybody else. I mean, they're great. I mean, there's been quite a long time since any centralized exchanges of any note have gone food. So, they're obviously their acts have been cleaned up. With the decentralized stuff, you just have to worry about being a klutz and messing yourself up. And it's expensive. It can be expensive when the cost of Ethereum transactions is high. And they're not totally decentralized. And I would say the risk profile of a good decentralized exchange is slightly more risky, or maybe significantly more risky than the risk profile of the very top tier centralized exchanges. And personally, I use them both. And personally, I really enjoy decentralized DeFi because it is so, open. And there is nobody to say, oh, no, you're being held in a queue for the next 6 years. Oh, no, you can't have your money. Computers say no. There's none of that. I love the lack of that. And, I've oscillated between the centralized and the decentralized, because they're both useful, they're both powerful, they both have their place, they both have utility. And there's no way that anybody should dismiss any of them. And everybody should look to be good at using them, because they are ultimately our tools. And that's what anybody that invests needs, is a good tool set.
So if Ethereum 2.0 succeeds and gas fees go down, the Ethereum network speeds up, how will this affect decentralized exchanges?
One of the troubles with using Uniswap over the last few months is you want to swap some coin X for coin Y, and you get a gas fee of $80. A lot of those mechanisms that are in DeFi have been basically ground to a halt for most people, because the cost of the transactions means that to make it make sense, you have to have big amounts of capital working. So if you go to Uniswap and you're an exchange and you've got, I don't know, 50 million of Ethereum in your cold wallet, and you want to go make some money with that, you could take that 50 million out and go stick it in the liquidity pool on Uniswap, like I'm sure a lot of them are doing, and earn interest effectively on providing liquidity on Uniswap. But if you're moving 10, 20, 30, 40 million, it doesn't matter they're charging you $200 as a transaction fee to put it in, or whatever it costs you for you to set up a liquidity pool or whatever, because you're dealing in such large amounts. But if some guy's got $3 of sushi swap coins, he's not going to spend $15 to send it, or $25 to claim it. So that whole layer of accessibility disappears with the cost of doing transactions on Ethereum with the old system. However, well, let's see if it comes down in cost. So the blockchain, Ethereum, is just the ledger, is the big book of numbers that people get right in, and the smart contract is the computer program, which is created by programmers, that talks to the blockchain through this virtual computer. This well, it literally is a virtual computer, and if the blockchain runs fast and runs cheap, then obviously what that computer does runs fast and runs cheap. Now, the thing is about what they've done to Ethereum, as far as I can make out, is I'm not sure this computer is going to get much more powerful than an iPhone. The only thing is, in the current topology, I think I can use one of those words in this instance, you've got all these nodes on the Ethereum blockchain have to all run this program. So when I'm buying my CryptoKitty or selling you my best CryptoKitty, yours for only 5,000, all the nodes on the Ethereum blockchain have to do that calculation, make sure it's right, and check it up. Whereas with the, I want to call them witnesses because that's another blockchain, but anyway, all the validators, only the one validator who's at the head of the line has to make that calculation. And then everyone else goes, yeah, I suppose you're right. And because it's not running across a network where the weakest machine is the weakest link, it could be a massively powerful calculating machine that validates these smart contracts operations really quickly and really powerfully. The actual virtual machine's throughput will go up and won't be so expensive. So says I. But, we'll see, won't we? I mean, we'll see when they pull the big lever, whether it goes clunk bang or whether it goes, because, this is some seriously clever stuff that they're doing. I mean, this is really, really on the utter edge of development programming ever. It's a guess. What they're doing is a guess. It's an informed guess, and they're all meant to have brains the size of a planet. So they're all meant to be really super smart people, and they, should know what they're doing. And if the transaction costs go way down, and when they've done that, the miners don't vanish and leave the thing grinding away because nobody can be, it's not making enough money to do it, then that's fine. If the costs come down, it expands the market for sure. But this is a land of unintended consequences, and there'll be many, I'm sure. And there'll be people going, yeah, it's great, and people go, oh, it's a disaster. And at the end of the day, we've had this bubble and we've had the bust. So where the price goes, who knows well, I know where the price goes. It goes down a long way, but You know, whether it be anything to do with this change that's coming up or not is another matter. And you know, at the end of the day, they pull the big lever, and it all goes over to this system where the miners only get tips and they don't get transaction fees and all that is coming. I don't know when it's coming. Is it here now? But shortly, if not already. And it don't work. They'll just go, oh, sorry about that, clunk, and they put it back, won't they? You can patch it, you know, like all those games that people buy that don't work properly. So I think if it doesn't work, they'll patch it. And the proof of stake's coming along, which is an interesting thing, because now there's 72,000 witnesses or whatever they call them, validators. That's going to be interesting. Is that going to use much less energy than mining? I suppose so. But you know, it's all anybody's guess. The point is, we're going to go into a crypto winter, whatever happens next, and then you know it'll gestate for 2 or 3 years, and then it'll blow up again. I mean, that's the destiny of crypto.
Hey, thanks for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter, iHub_vision, and I'll see you again soon.